Have you ever had that feeling? You know, that little voice in the back of your head that says you're capable of so much more? That there's this other version of you just kind of out of reach who's learning faster, achieving more, and really living up to their potential? Well, today we're going to explore what might be holding you back, and more importantly, how you can finally unlock the next level of your own mind. So let me just start with a really simple question. Do you ever feel stuck? You know the feeling. Like you're pedaling as hard as you can, but the bike just isn't moving. You're putting in all the effort, but the results just aren't there. And this feeling, it doesn't just stick to one area, does it? It can creep into your family life, maybe make you feel a bit disconnected. It can make your work feel like a grind, your studies an uphill battle. It can even put a strain on your relationships. It's a feeling that can honestly touch every single corner of our lives. So let's just take a moment to be honest with ourselves. Where are you, really, right now? Trying to understand this feeling isn't about blaming yourself. Not at all. It's about listening. Listening to the message that it's trying to send you. Because when that feeling of being stuck hangs around, it's not just in our heads. It can lead to a real drop in our self-esteem, create real struggles at work or in our studies, and it can start to feel like the world of opportunity is just shrinking. If any of that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Okay, but here's where things start to shift. The real reason we struggle, it's almost never what we think it is. We blame ourselves, we blame our situation, but the actual root cause is often hidden. And surprisingly, it's something we actually have the power to change. Just take a look at this number, 80%. It's a huge, huge figure, and it points directly to the heart of the issue. But 80% of what? 80% of learning and life challenges are caused by underdeveloped cognitive skills. Just let that sink in for a second. It's not about how smart you are. It's not about how hard you try. It's about the underlying mental tools you're working with. This isn't some flaw in who you are. It's about a set of skills that, just like any muscle in your body, can be strengthened. Probably the best way to understand these skills is to think of them as your brain's operating system. You know the OS on your phone or computer? They're the core processes running in the background, allowing you to think, to learn, and to act. Let me put it another way. Having strong cognitive skills is like giving your brain a hardware upgrade. Suddenly you have more hard drive space to store information and way faster RAM to process it all. Everything just runs so much smoother. So how does this operating system actually work? Well, information flows through our brain on a kind of pathway. It comes in through our senses, goes through some automatic processing and higher level thinking, and then it comes out as an output, something we say or write or do. It all starts right here with attention. You can think of this as your brain's bouncer or its filter. It's that core ability to lock on to what's important and just tune out all the noise. And without strong attention, honestly, nothing else really works right. Okay, next up is working memory. This is like your mental countertop, or maybe a whiteboard. It's where you hold on to information for a little while to work with it, like when you're trying to remember a phone number or follow a recipe with a few steps. And the third pillar of this whole system is processing speed. This one's pretty simple. It's how fast your brain can take stuff in, figure out what it means, and start to react. It's literally the speed at which you think. And what's so incredible is how these three skills, attention, working memory, and processing speed, are the foundation for literally everything else. Whether you're doing a tough math problem, reading a book, or even learning to play music, it all comes back to these core abilities. They are the bedrock of learning. Okay, so we get the what, but the big question, the most important one is, what can we do about it? This is the exciting part. This is where understanding turns into real improvement, and it all begins with knowing your own unique mind. The whole journey really starts with getting a map of your own mind. Now, an assessment isn't a test you pass or fail, not at all. It's a tool that shows you your cognitive strengths and shines a light on the areas that are ready to grow. With that kind of insight, you can choose the right career, make better decisions, and really build on your natural talents. And this is the proof. This shows that change is absolutely possible. On the left, you see a snapshot of someone's cognitive skills at a certain point. But on the right, after targeted training, just look at that transformation. This isn't a small change. It's real, measurable growth in key areas like reasoning and memory. This is what it actually looks like to unlock your brain's potential. So all of this brings us to the most important part of the conversation, your path forward. Because understanding your potential is one thing, but acting on it, that's what creates real, lasting change. And that choice, well, it's in your hands now. When you really boil it all down, there are two paths. The first one is to do nothing, to stay where you are, to accept that feeling of being stuck, and maybe even slide backward. The other path? It's to choose growth, to invest in your own mind, to upskill your cognitive abilities, and to intentionally move towards the life you actually want. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What if that feeling of being stuck isn't a life sentence? What if everything you want to achieve, your true unlocked potential, is waiting for you on the other side of just one single decision? If you're ready to make that decision, to finally step into your full potential, the next step is right here. Thank you so much for your time. I really hope this has given you a new way to think about what's possible.